What is up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond the Barrel Bourbon. I am Eric. That is Phil.
Say Drake.
Come on, A minor. Stop it. That halftime show is poo.
You just don't. You just.
Oh, you just don't get what the message was.
You don't get it.
Fine.
You don't understand. That's cool.
I just didn't.
It's not. It's
I
meant
like
for the younger crowd like me, not for older people such as yourself.
I like rap. I just don't like that.
You're from the West Bank. Of course, you like a little bit of.
The people in Traverse City, Michigan, don't know what the West Bank is. So
No, but Michigan got Eminem.
it's true, and the NFC.
Apparently, some good cherries as well.
A really good NFC football team, I think. Is that the Detroit? Never mind. Stop. I'll leave that alone.
I like Detroit.
I actually do too. I like Dan Campbell a lot. Traverse City. My cousin's been raving about this for a long time. He brought it down when he came down for Christmas. Have you tried it?
I've tried.
Oh, you did. We tried
I
it
tried
at your house
this one.
at the bottle share.
After about 10 different pours.
So I've had them both. Obviously it may be different today. I like the rye significantly more.
Okay.
But I do remember when I tried this the first. He poured this. It was a Miskey. And the first thing I got on this is their barrel-proof 9-year-old whiskey, straight bourbon. This is their signature edition. I mean, dude, the only thing I got was just cherries, like cherry bomb.
Okay.
And I got, it started cherry, kind of made this mid-palate shift that I don't love too much generally, but the finish of it was really good too. And I was just, it had me lost because I wasn't sure. I would have never guessed, I couldn't have guessed cherries because I don't really,
Okay.
So
you want to start with that one?
We can start with this one.
I mean, so my understanding.
I know he wants this back, but I mean, there's not much to send back.
Is that the founders or one of the founders discovered some sort of old mash bill recipe or something of their grandfathers or something, and they decided to create a whiskey company. And I know for the first few years they were strictly sourcing from MGP because they just didn't have old enough distillate. But from my understanding, that they do distill their own as well as source. I think these are source because these are Indiana rye. So I'm assuming this is going to be
95.5
well, MGP 12-year-old.
Don't they have a second rye mash bill, like a 100% straight rye?
I think they have a 100% rye mash bill, and I think that's their own.
I think that's their own. Okay. Well, it's funny. It's I
How old is this one?
9 years.
9 years.
The rye is 12. The funny thing for me is that I didn't relate cherries to Michigan at all until I actually went to make the thumbnail for this video, and turns out Traverse City is the cherry capital of the world, and it's just it's like a really weird parallel that this tastes like cherries to me. And then
I do know they have
I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I would assume it does not have anything to do with it, but I mean, you never know. I mean,
they have a cherry infused whiskey. This is not that, obviously.
This is
they sell cherries.
This is their single barrel Stillhouse exclusive. This is 59.6%, so like a little bit under 120 proof.
Okay. What
is that? 119.2, something like that.
So we got a 9-year barrel proof whiskey here.
Yeah. So
bourbon.
Yeah. Bottle number 81 of 120 is about a very, very low bottle yield.
Yeah, I think when they sold their first bottle in 2012.
Okay.
And I think they originally started with like 20 or 30 barrels, and that's it.
Guys, don't forget to check us out on Instagram too. Check out Todd and Phil on the weekends. Sometimes me, mostly not me.
I think this smells great, man.
Do you smell cherries?
I smelled it when you brought it to the office.
Mm-hmm.
And I smelled it early in the day. I smelled a lot of cherries.
This smells like.
But I'm getting some sweeter notes.
I was getting ready to say this smells like a sweet black cherry.
Good bit of vanilla now.
Almost
a little dusty. Almost a little dusty on the nose.
That must be your new favorite note.
No, I mean this is old. I mean 9 year. It's not young.
Ready?
Getting a little bit of corn here, which I do get on some MGP. Yeah, some sweet corn.
The cherries kind of mask the MGP note that I generally get on the nose.
I'm getting so much less cherry than I was earlier.
I'm getting cherries. I mean, that's literally what I smell.
All right. Probably should have checked the MSRP on that. Chris, if you're watching, chime in with the MSRP on these, because I'll be honest, that sip was good.
So at first, so what
That
I
was
get,
good.
well, it is good. What I get on the very beginning of it is just cherry. It's a cherry bomb on the start. Then it goes into this buttery strawberry. It's almost sweet, but it's not like the Havana. It's not like candy sweet.
I'm getting a ton of vanilla here.
I can see the vanilla on the back end.
Almost
of it.
like a vanilla icing. Sweet.
Let's see if we can text him and see if he'll answer us.
I'm trying to see if I can find the cherry here that you're getting. Man, that's just. This was like.
See, the problem with a live show is I would edit this out, where I'm looking it up and asking him.
I'll tell you what this note reminds me of. Remember that when we were drinking the K-Lukes? By the way, our Super Bowl prediction didn't go so well.
Yeah, we're 0-1, man. That's
0-1, which means
pretty embarrassing.
you can still bet on us. Just bet the opposite of our pick.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You'd make a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, we did get the winning offensive coordinator as our new head coach, so that's semi-exciting.
We still have Derek Carr as our QB.
We still have. I'm not gonna.
Great hug.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's almost 120 proof.
Well, what I was saying is that
Which
I was getting the 126. I was getting a lot of that like vanilla cream, vanilla icing, and I get a ton of that.
Do you get what I'm talking about? It's like
I love that.
It's like a buttery, like something buttery on the mid.
I mean, it's probably what you're calling buttery. Is probably what I'm referring to as like a creamy kind of note. And I think we're describing the same note, just different ways, because it's mid palate. It kicks in for me.
Yeah, this is. I'm gonna be honest. It's a little too fruity for my palate.
I'm not getting overly fruity. I think this is delicious, man. I don't know what the MSRP is on it.
Yeah, he must not be by his phone because he's not answering me.
But it would not surprise me if
I would get if I had to guess about $80.
I'd pay $80 for this. This is.
But let me see.
I love that note, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was more expensive. That was honestly better than.
So what I'm seeing is about $85.
Yeah.
So Barrel Proof has it for $85, and it looks like Seal Box has the. Oh no, that's the other one. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, all of them. It seems like the average is about $85 is what I'm seeing.
I mean, I feel like you're getting at least that much. This drinks to that quality, I think.
You do like the Source more than I do, in general. Like in general.
This does not taste like. I would not just based on that peak. Sweet vanilla note, which wasn't too sweet, by the way, because it was also counterbalanced by some bacon spices there. I would have never guessed that was MGP. I've never gotten that much of that sweet creamy note on an MGP bottle.
I think
I get a lot of fruit sometimes on the.
I'm gonna tell you
a lot of corn sometimes.
Where I'm getting the MGP spike that I always talk about is after the initial flavor, the cherries and the creaminess hits. It then goes into that spike that kind of like it kind of messes with me. I don't think it's baking spice. It's more of a feel than it is a taste. And then it turns into this really nice creamy finish. Like actually,
well, where you're describing it coming in at is where the spices coming in for me.
Okay.
So, I mean, a spicy note can sometimes have a sharp drying feel on the palate, or at least to me it can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm translating that as baking spices, and you're translating that as a little sip here to see if we can.
Okay, so he said 99 and 119-ish. So, okay, so about $100.
Okay, and like I said, it wouldn't have surprised me if it was more than 80, 85. I wouldn't be upset if I had bought this at $100. And
Okay.
I think it's great. Now, on a long finish, I'm getting kind of like this root beer note.
So maybe the thing that I'm looking for, maybe that note that I always talk about that I call ethanol, maybe it's medicinal. Maybe it's a medicinal quality that I'm getting.
I mean, it could be, especially if you think you're getting a bit of cherry. A lot of times it's kind of like a medicinal cherry,
Mm-hmm.
like a NyQuil or something like that kind of note,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. I thought that was great.
I like, from what I remember, I like the rye more. But to be fair, I've always said that I like MGP ryes. So why are we dirtying so many glasses?
Well, you don't want to mix the rye and the bourbon.
Cross-contaminate.
You want to enjoy.
I love a high rye bourbon. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I love, like, there's a sweet, so I got that sweet creamy note on it, but it was balanced out by some spices, and then it finished off with kind of this root beer note to me. So that kind of just like
Dude, that smells fabulous.
a good balance. That was a good balanced bourbon for me.
That smells freaking fabulous.
Definitely smells like a rye.
I love this smell, dude. That is spice.
Minty.
You keep saying mint. I don't get mint.
I get mint. You never get
I
mint.
never get mint.
I often get mint on rye.
Man, I
Minty, herbally.
I get.
But I would
could
say
see,
mint's the most prominent.
See, I can see herbal. I don't see mint.
It's almost like a because I'm getting kind of this menthol feel.
Really?
Mhm.
I said I don't get that.
But it's a little, it's mentholy, but it's a little fruity, and it's a little spearminty. So I just say mint. I think this smells great as
Smells
well.
awesome. This is a 12-year rye. Also a single barrel. 2024 release. 120 proof. Boy, listen to me with the ums today. I did it again. Bottle 4. Will you stop it? Bottle 4 of 155. So also it's another. It seems like a low bottle yield. I think, right? I mean, 150 bottles. It seems like a low run, doesn't it? I mean, unless my math ain't mathing, which is highly possible, if not probable.
I wasn't. I'll be honest. I wasn't paying attention to what anything you just said.
I'm asking you, is like 150.
I was thinking about
is 150
Super Bowl.
Is 150 bottle yield low
For what, a barrel?
for a barrel? I think that's pretty low yield, isn't it? Where's Fayard when we need him?
I mean, for a 12-year-old
Yeah.
barrel, I don't know if that's particularly low or not. I mean, I don't know what size gallon barrels they're using either. I would
that's
assume
true.
maybe
I
35.
thought they were all 55.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't either. I'll put us both on the spot there.
Wow, way to go.
I'm trying to. There's a note
man,
that's
this is
coming. There's a
amazing.
note that's coming through now that I'm having a hard time placing. Oh, I love it though. Like, it's got the right sweetness.
Yeah, menthol, man. You ever used like they sell these kind of menthol shower tablets for when like your nose is stuff up. You throw them in the shower and they dissolve.
I
in,
haven't
like,
used it, but I know what you're talking about.
I get that feeling.
I remember one of the gyms I used to go to. They had the steam room. They would put eucalyptus in the like where the rocks were, and you'd go in and it would just open everything up. It was awesome.
Everything.
What is wrong with you? I'm even getting.
Is that in the steam room you said?
I'm even. I wonder. I'm even getting a little bit of cherry on this now on the nose.
I mean, this smells like the quintessential rye to me, man. Herbal, minty, spearmint, menthol, a little bit of fruit.
Yeah, that's good. A little black peppery actually, on the back end, but it's sweet.
As soon as the finish kicked in, that's my favorite part. Like right on the back of the mid palate, right when the finish kicks in. And they kind of remind me of each other because, like, that's.
You know what's crazy is this actually tastes less proofy than the bourbon. This one doesn't drink as hot as the bourbon, and this is like a proof and a half higher. Not that you'd ever really notice that in the real world, but
yeah, that both of these have this sweet mid palate, like what you would call a spike, and I like that because a lot of times with
I get
these 95 5 ryes in particular, they can get a little too much on the, like, you get a lot of herbal notes, you get a lot of minty notes, which are kind of like intense flavors, and you need a little bit of sweetness to
balance it out.
Balance that out, and you're getting that here. To me, if you're, there's almost no way if you're a rye lover you wouldn't like this bottle.
Right. No, it's definitely
Almost no way.
definitely, and you could taste the age on it. I taste a little bit of oak. I taste wood. I definitely taste some wood in it.
I agree with you. You can definitely taste a little bit of oak there, which
I don't generally get on
adds
ryes.
to it for me.
I don't generally get that on ryes.
I mean, 12
but
years
12, that's an old rye.
is fairly old.
That's an old rye. Because look, I mean, even Turkey put out that new Master's Keep. That's a 10-year-old rye.
Yeah, I would assume most of the ryes.
And they charge $300 for it. You know.
Yeah, but it's good. I think the Triumph's delicious.
The Triumph.
I'll be honest, the Triumph
was the most disappointing Master's Keep for me.
Tastes older than this to me.
It does. What is? What? No, it's not older. It's not older, actually. No.
But this tastes more like a rye.
I agree.
I would say. I mean, this is your preference as far as these two bottles, the rye?
Oh yeah, it's not even close.
I would say. Oh, a little fruit there.
There's definitely some
bubble gummy kind of fruit.
There's some kind of fruit on the back end of it that I can't figure out, but
it's like a bubblicious. I like it. I would say this. As far as I think they're both great, and I would not be upset paying $100 for either.
I need to do this just so I make a more. And make sure that I'm not missing something. I don't need much.
I would say that this. I feel like it would be easier to find.
You go back to that. The nose changes so much.
Is it sweet for you?
Just smell this nose.
Sweet.
Yeah,
man, it's sweet.
Sweet.
I would say it would be easier to find comparable bottles to this in the the bourbon in the $75 to $80 range than it would be to find comparable ryes to this one in that same price range. So for that, I think you're getting a better value, probably especially if you're a rye person.
That's it.
Out of this bottle.
Going back to this. The back end of it tastes more and more and more like a cherry cough syrup to me. It's just too much for me. And I get it. Some people are going to absolutely love that. I just don't. But the rye.
I mean, the rye is unquestionably a buy for me.
So you like the rye better too?
I mean, I like them both, but as far as I tend to be more of a bourbon person,
You're a high rye bourbon person in general.
No, I'm a bourbon person in general, but I have like high rise more now than I did in the past. With I started getting more into the Four Roses and stuff, and I started just appreciating them more. Now I do, but I would say as far as quality of ryes go, this is on the upper end of ryes for the profiles I like.
Okay.
Because I'm getting a little bit of oak, I'm getting a little bit of fruit, getting a little bit of mint.
I don't taste.
It's a balanced, fairly complex rye, and that's harder for me. It's harder for me to find a rye of that quality than it is for me to find a bourbon of that quality, and that's why I think you're getting more of a value from the rye than you are from the bourbon.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. I agree. I think there's more value in the rye.
But I will do one more pour of this. Work's over.
Well, he wants his bottle back. I don't know how much we're going to send him back.
Well, there was not much in this to begin with. He should tell you to just keep it in the office as an office bottle.
He should.
That's my opinion.
But he's been on me. He wants it. He wants it back.
I don't know. That's a great bourbon, dude. That's I.
So these are both buys for you.
I mean, these are within, like, when you say, find me a bourbon that's $80 to $100 in quality, this is about what I would expect. This I would expect. I'm not. I think its value is pretty on point.
Okay.
I've already discussed my opinion on the rye and why I think it's better value in the rye department. Todd
would like the rye.
I don't know if he had it at the bottle share or not, but he would. This seems right up his alley. So I would say for sure, 100% if you're a rye person, if you come across this bottle, or not this specific barrel bottle or not, 100%, I could confidently say 100% buy it and feel like they're gonna love it. I can't necessarily say that with a bourbon, although I think they would like the bourbon as well. It's great bourbon.
I can see why you like the bourbon,
but
like more than I do. I like the rye more.
The way prices in bourbon have been for the last few years, it's like you buy a $100 bottle expecting it to taste like a $75 bottle. That's just kind of how it is.
Kind of.
Or especially with more allocated stuff, you buy an expensive bottle, and if you buy a Russell's 15 at $250 and it tastes like a $250 whiskey, you're surprised.
Well, and again, I am getting to that point in my bourbon journey. I know you guys love when we say that. I'm getting to that point in my bourbon life where there's not a whole lot out there that I think tastes like $150 or $200 and $300 bottles. There's just not. You know what I mean?
I don't know if there's ever been a bottle out there. I mean, maybe a handful that you can drink and say, okay, yeah, $300.
Name one. Just. I mean, Russell's 15's not it.
I would pay $300 for Russell's 15. I think it's a great bottle.
I would pay.
Bourbon.
I would pay $200 plus for Barrel 33. I think
it was about $200 bottle.
Well, that's what I mean. Like to me, that was one of those bottles that drank its weight.
See, but that's how rare it is today to find a bottle that drinks its price. So
Found North, like, how much are the batches? About $130. I have zero problems paying that for them because to me they drink like that.
But what I'm saying, if I pay $100 for a bottle, and it drinks anywhere close to $100,
you're fine.
I'm not upset about it.
No, and that's fair. That's what I'm saying. It's these bottles that you pay $100 for, and they don't drink anywhere close to it. They drink like a $50-$60 bottle. It's like it kind of irritates you.
And neither one of these is that. These were honestly better than I was anticipating. The bourbon specifically, I was expecting it.
I did kind of sell you on the rye, though. I think I might have sold
No, that rye's great. Man. That's a good rye.
That's a
I
great.
mean,
It is, man.
it's
They crushed it with that rye.
it's complex enough. You can taste the age.
You can taste the age, and that's what I like about it. I like tasting the age, and I like that it's got proof. You know what I mean? Like EC18's got the age, it's got no proof, and it feels like a waste. They did this right.
I don't think.
Well, Weller 12, you don't taste the age or the proof.
Weller.
You still put
I have opinions on Weller 12. We'll get to that. Maybe when we do the
Dusty versus Crusty.
Dusty versus Crusty.
I can't wait
Weller
for that
12.
episode. I like Weller 12 probably more than you do.
In conclusion, though, if you're a rye person,
Get the rye.
I do not.
I say get the rye. I don't know how easy this stuff is to get.
I'll say this: if you buy it and don't like it, I don't feel bad. Because this is good rye.
Phil also says if you buy it and you don't like it, he'll buy it from you.
I'll buy it. No. YouTube. I'm not going to say anything.
No, we're not. No, maybe you know what?
No,
that's where it's coming from.
No,
we figured it out. We figured out the problem.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did. I just figured it out. I'll tell you later.
No. I think you figured it out. I know what you're thinking in there.
No, that's exactly what it is. Guys, anyway, listen. Thanks for tuning in. Let me put well, look, I knew the mouse was going to freeze up on me
this
again.
This is a distillery.
Here's the Instagram again, guys. Go watch Phil and Todd on Instagram.
If you come across these and you're iffy on it, I'd say worth a shot.
I don't know how hard these are to get. I would assume they're not the easiest thing in the world to get. But I also don't think they're allocated. I don't think it's one of those things. I think they're definitely. I know they're. My cousin was telling me that they are spreading out through different states and stuff. So it is getting easier to find.
I mean, I would assume that
they're a growing brand. So
they're relatively young. I think they really hit the market. About 10 years ago.
Yeah, so they should be.
They're not a Kentucky brand. They're not Tennessee. Not even Texas.
No, Michigan.
So smaller. Michigan.
Their website
footprint's
says,
probably not as big.
I think their website says truly up north. You know what I mean? So or something like that.
The whiskey of the north. That's what they call it.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, anyway, guys, listen. Check us out. We got another couple videos popping out this week. Penelope Havana coming out real soon.
Say Drake.
This guy here. Throw your damn Green River thing, man. We'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. God.